Stop. Whatever you're doing, don't watch this video. Go play Killer Frequency. Okay, if you're watching this video when it comes out, it's on sale for like 10 bucks, or I think it's usually like 20. And it's not a very long game. You can definitely blow through it in a weekend, so go play. No excuses. But if you don't want to just take my word for it, fair enough, let me tell you about it. Killer Frequency is an indie horror-ish mystery puzzle kind of thing. It's actually not really easy to put a label on it. It kind of reminds me of Papers, Please, in that the gameplay sounds completely uninteresting if taken out of context, but it's the story and atmosphere that make it great. It's 1987, and you play as Forrest Nash, which, yes, is a terrible name, but we're gonna move on. You are the disgraced host of a small-town radio station. You're formerly a big-shot Chicago radio DJ, and something bad happened that is never really explained, and you were blacklisted from every major radio station in the country. You were then forced to move to the tiny rural town of Gallows Creek and take a job there because the bills ain't gonna pay themselves, are they? It's basically Broadchurch, but with less, diddling kids. Anyway, as the host of a radio station, you have to play music, run advertisements, do quirky segments, and talk people getting through chased by a murderer. Wait, what was that last one? Yes. The first call on this particular night is from the police deputy, who informs you that the sheriff is dead, there's a serial killer on the loose, and she's driving away to a nearby town several hours away for backup. She's also patched all the 911 calls through to your radio station. Good luck!
Welcome to the Scream, with me, Forrest Nash.
Yeah, Leslie. This is Maurice Russell from the Gallows Reporter. I'm at the office. This guy just broke in downstairs and... Wait. Forrest Nash? I want to speak to 911. Put Leslie on.
I am 911, at least for tonight, anyway.
Damn it, son. I don't care who you are. Just put me on with Sheriff Matthews.
Sheriff Matthews is dead.
Thus begins a very stressful night of trying to save people from an 80s slasher villain, all with the help of your trusty producer, Peggy. This is probably going to be a short video because I don't want to spoil things. At its core, this is a mystery game. I say it's horror-ish because it's kind of spooky and people are getting murdered and it's very 80s slasher, but you yourself aren't the one in danger. Instead, you're trying to save other people who are basically in a horror movie. All those times you've been like, no, don't go into the spooky basement by yourself, you idiot. Now you get to tell that to people and have them actually listen to you. But, you give the wrong answers and, You are a radio host, though. You don't know everything. However, being a radio station, there are lots of shows about various things, thus lots of information that can help you with all kinds of stuff. This brings me to the spookier part of the game, where you have to explore said radio station. Now, usually it's tense because you're on the phone with someone getting hunted by a murderer, and you have to try to root around quickly for any kind of information that could help save them. You know the killer can't be there, but you don't have very much time. But sometimes it's tense because you haven't gotten a call in a while. And, you haven't gotten any updates about where the killer is. And you're all alone in this creepy old building and something just clanged in the alleyway. Your office is also full of useful stuff. You've got your soundboard, your record player, your tape player, Did I mention this game takes place in the 80s? You've got a big cool map of the whole town, along with pins and sticky notes to keep track of stuff. I loved this part, having to figure out, where people are, where they can go, or how to get them help in the quickest way is pretty cool. And there's just so much useful information everywhere that you have to pick up on. It is a mystery. You have to solve things, find the correct information, process it how you want, use the clues, and such. So, this being a game where you mostly stand in one room and talk to people, how good the game is really comes down to the writing and the voice acting. And as you can probably guess, because I've been gushing about this game, they're very good. There are a few annoying things, but I'll get to those in a minute. The overarching mystery is good. It's a bit predictable, but there are enough twists and turns that it keeps things fun, and it's good enough to string everything together. The dialogue and the voice acting are kind of the shining star of the game, though. The writing can be a bit cheesy at times, especially during some of the jokier segments, but for the most part, it's very good. Pretty much all of the calls with the victims are fantastic. This game really had me doing the gamer sitting up meme, where between calls I was just kind of chilling. As soon as a new victim was on the phone, I was just glued to my screen. The voice acting is mostly good, but it's a little bit all over the place. Luckily, the two most important characters are probably the best, these being your player character, Forrest, and your producer, Peggy. And since they're the two characters who you have to listen to throughout the entire game, thank God.
You hear something, Peggy?
Huh? Hear what?
I thought I heard someone yelling, or I don't know, a howl.
Forrest, is this a joke?
No, I almost swore I heard something.
Oh, and here I was thinking you'd finally started to ease up. You probably just heard some cats outside.
Cats?
4 legs, whiskers, tails, not dogs.
I know what a cat is, but I mean, does Gallows Creek have a stray cat problem or something?
Not since the rats moved in.
I'm especially Peggy. Special shout out there. Her VA knocks it out of the park on this one. Really great work from her. Peggy is always there with you. Well, I guess she's, locked in her little producer booth. But probably my favorite part of the whole game is when it's just you and Peggy trying to work out some problem, trying to figure out how to save somebody from getting horribly murdered. The puzzles are good. It makes you feel clever. It drip feeds you just enough information to kind of help you out, while also you have to deduce stuff on your own. The only bad thing here is that your character does the video game character thing, where sometimes he just narrates out loud what's happening, which usually is fine, but it did ruin one thing for me. I was supposed to search this creepy room in the basement for anything helpful, and then 5 seconds in, Forrest is just like, oh wow, a key, I bet that would be helpful. Jerk. The rest of the voices are mixed. Some of them are great, some of them are less great, and some of them are Ponty. I hate you, Ponty.
The pizza we have is to die for. Oh, no. Poor choice of words tonight, I guess.
Yeah, that didn't come out great.
I'm sorry, Forrest. Well, I just hope I didn't put you or anyone else off coming on down to Ponty's Pizza.
I genuinely can't tell what accent this guy is even supposed to have. I swear to God, it changes from Scottish to Russian to Italian and then back to Scottish, like every line. And he's mostly a joke character, like he's just comic relief, so I'm like, is this intentional? But either way, for a game that's mostly very well acted, it really kind of took me out of things whenever he called in. Luckily, your character shares this resentment, albeit for different reasons.
What's his name?
Thank you, Forrest. He's my Uncle Ronnie. His first name's Peter, but he never liked his name. But since he always had salt and pepper hair, even as a kid, can you believe it? Folks always called him Pepper.
Thanks for the history lesson, is there anything besides happy birthday you'd like to say to Mr. Pepper? Oh my god damn it!
Yes! Tell him he can get the best birthday deals and party packages here at Putney's Pizza. Starting at
You son of a bitch! Stop calling us!
Besides Ponty, the only thing that really bothered me about this game are the advertisements. Being a radio show, you've got to run ads sometimes, so you have a selection of ads for various in-world businesses. These suck. This is easily the worst part of the whole game, so thank God you only have to do it a couple times. They're not funny, you can't skip them or continue the plot while you're playing, and they're way too long. They're like 2 full minutes, and you just have to sit there and listen to them.
Do you seek ancient wisdom? Do you want to double your power? Are you ready to unlock your inner warrior for only $24.99? Then step into Master Robbie's deadly dojo of Kung Ra-Te and receive direct by video warrior instruction from me, Master Robbie.
And for a game that's otherwise really well paced, I have no idea what happened here. It's like someone's girlfriend wrote these and then he had to put them in the game to make her happy or something. I don't know. But again, thankfully, there's like 3 of them throughout the whole game, so yeah, I can deal with it. Then one other little niggle, I suppose, is that sometimes there are weirdly long pauses between lines of dialogue, and you realize pretty quickly that these are where branching dialogue options like either diverge or get spliced back together. And so I think it's more of a technical thing. And it's not a major problem, but I just thought it was worth noting. I feel like I've spent more time complaining in this video than I intended. I want to say more good things, but most of the good things are about the plot and the mystery, and I don't want to spoil anything. So, you know, what else can I say is good? Sound design. Yes, the sound design. Sound seems important for a radio game, right? For real though, the sound design in this game is pretty amazing. When you're talking to people on the radio, you don't just hear their voice, you hear things going on in the background, and it's so well done. You can just always tell what's going on and picture the whole story in your head just from the sounds, even when no one's talking. For better or worse.
The sheriff must have a gun, right? Can you see it?
There was a gun next to him. Let me grab it. Shit. It's empty.
He must have emptied it trying to defend himself.
I'm just going to grab Deputy Martinez and then... Wait. Do you hear that?
No, I can't hear anything.
Exactly. It's gone quiet. No more knocking.
Look, I've talked enough about this game, alright? Just go play it. One of those games that reminds me kind of why I love video games. It's not perfect. Absolutely not. But it's so unique. And it's just a really cool idea that's well executed. So that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And if you've played Killer Frequency before, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about it. I've got more videos coming out soon. But for now, I'm gonna go play more Elden Ring because Shadow of the Erdtree just came out. So goodbye.
Well, folks, there you have it. Call in with your guesses, and if you get it right, you could win 2 tickets to the amazing Maze and 1 free fried dough. Fried dough. Just call in at 555-239-KFAM with your guess. Now, here's some music while you get dialing.